husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
Through the ups and downs we've overcome, God as a witness.
From the household of faith to real estate to what's happening now.
We've got something to talk about. So for the next few moments, please allow us
to bring you something you can feel.
It's time for the real talk about real life, nothing but real. Wanna tell the truth, it's on the side. Let's be real. Join in, tell your friends, 'cause every now and then we all need a reality check
With the Adolphs.
Welcome to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And in today's episode, we're discussing
getting to know your partner.
After 20 plus years, you would think you would know someone, but that's kind of hard to say, because even with children and parents, so it's really hard from a person that's not biologically connected to you to say that you know that person.
Well, I agree because, it's, we grow up, we mature, we experience life. There's a lot of things that we go through, so things change. That's just like a comment was made before. Do you expect for your kids to grow up? Mm-hmm. The whole thing is when we first met, there were certain things you liked, certain things you didn't like. Certain things we could talk about, certain things we can't. When you were in your 20s, we really couldn't talk about work because that was boring. Mm-hmm. We would talk about everything else, fun, parties or whatever. Now, that's not really on our top list now. It's looking at generational wealth.
Yeah. And then I guess getting to know your partner with me would kind of mean like always communicating.
Always.
Maybe that's the key. Always communicating. And I think communication keeps the marriage going. It keeps it fresh, learning something new. That was hard with us when we stopped communicating, mm-hmm. and we felt that we were tiptoeing around each other, and that, it's not fun.
No,
and marriage is fun. Guys, marriage is fun.
Yes, it is.
And okay, so here's the deal. Not that it's fun, it's just like it's better than dating. Because it's like you're dating someone, and even if you're dating someone for 10 years, but once you say we married, that's like 10 times the explosion of greatness.
It is. And a lot of times when the communication part, they say, well, what do you have to talk about? Life. There's things that happen every day. People, we're together majority of the time, mm-hmm. but we still have different topics to talk about. Why? Because life still goes on. Things around us still goes on. People around us still do things. So and when we see something that doesn't look right, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes. And then another thing that kind of works with us is we know when to pull back without wearing our feelings on the sleeves.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, not at first.
No.
Because my baby's kind of sensitive. And I don't know if y'all seen previous episodes. I got a country daddy, and he raised his kids country with thick skin, thick feet, thick soles.
But you know what?
And so
with
I
that
might
thick
say
skin,
the wrong thing, and my baby feeling get hurt.
But with
and
that thick skin, you're pretty soft. So
okay, well then my words when I communicate with people. All right, do you want to have the last word? Go ahead. You're right, boo. You're right. You got it. Anyway, I might say the wrong things to my kids and to my husband, and they get their feelings to a point where I hurt their feelings. And as their mother and wife, I had to learn to say, hey, Tikila, they're not on the same kind of mind frame as you. So the communication has to be different. Mm-hmm. And that's what you taught me and the kids taught me, because that's a major deal.
Right, because sometimes you are harsh with your words, but being around you, a lot of times they don't have no like impact. It's just if somebody would say it, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the same goes for me, because there's times that I say things and people get into their feelings, but it's just the way that I say it. And I had to learn to.
But you try to read the whole face.
You got
Ladies,
to.
don't y'all have that man that feel like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I might have just farted or something. I don't know. You
Well,
know,
you
I'm
stink
okay.
and move.
But you're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Or maybe I'm the flip side. Maybe that's what men think when the women say, hey, you okay? You okay? Ladies, side note, stop nagging your husbands. Because I'm saying on this side, stop nagging. That doesn't bring nothing. That doesn't want them to be around you all the time. It's frustrating.
Well,
especially with trying to communicate with your partner, because if you're nagging or complaining or sorry about everything, I don't want to be with you. Well, not him, but I'm just saying, this is just a side point.
And you got to understand, some people are a little more caring than others. And my way of communicating is asking. And some people communicating is statements. No, you can't talk to me in a statement and want an answer. If you have a statement, that means it's done. If you want to know something, then it's a question.
So I'm still learning stuff about you.
Yes.
Unless you told me and I just forgot.
Or just said,
Probably. So on today's episode, it's me and Willie discussing getting to know your partner, getting closer, having communication, and just communicating better in your relationship.
and learning how to communicate with each other. And I think that's the main thing, especially with any relationship, is to learn how to communicate with your spouse.
We'll be right back after this commercial.
Hi, this is Willie Adolph of the Adolph Group at Equity House Properties. I'm here today to talk to you about home purchasing. You know, a lot of times people want to know, where do we start? When do we start? How much do we need to save? What does our credit score need to be like? Can I really move in now? And the answer is yes. The thing is that you want to get pre-approved first before you even go house shopping, because what you wouldn't want to happen is that you find the perfect home, but the bank won't qualify you for your mortgage. So always get pre-approved first. So find a good lender, which we have a lot of resources for you on that. Second, you want to make sure that anything that's on your credit, if it's something that you can work with, let's work with it, because everything on your credit, you know, it depends on what it is for each mortgage company. And third, once you get that pre-approval, now it's time to go house shopping. Now, Willie, what about the money, the down payment and things like that? Well, they have a lot of programs that's out there. So based on your credit will depend on the down payment assistance that you can receive. But we do have a lot of resources and a lot of things that can help you. And everyone with the Adolph Group will hold you by your hand and walk you through the whole process. So you can contact us at www.theadolphgroup.com or 281-451-7087. And remember, when you have will, you have a way.
Cause every now and then we all need a reality check with the Adolphs.
Hi guys, and we're back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And on this segment, we pulled out our getting to know each other cards. So a couple of episodes before, we did getting to know each other, and we pulled out some cards, and I found out a lot of cool things. Like your first job was Kmart, and I don't know, some other stuff too. That was kind of cool. But we got some more questions that we're going to go through on this episode, because getting closer to your partner and communication is getting to know them better.
Right, because I tell you what, if you don't get close to your partner, somebody else may. So you need to ask the questions and stop guessing, And
stop assuming, because when you assume,
you're all by yourself. So
you didn't say it right.
that is
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
Yes. So just make sure you ask the right questions and kind of keep, it's like local news. What's going on? How was your day? I could have been with my wife all day, and then she could have heard something that I didn't hear, or something could have happened I didn't know, and she found out. And, just, hey, how was your day? And that's, sometimes it may start sounding annoying, but you have to continue to do it, because if you don't do it, somebody else will.
Whistling in that ear, and he's like, oh, somebody pay attention to me. I feel good. All right. Question number 1. What 3 words describe you? So how did you answer this? Did you talk about yourself, or did you talk about me?
What 3 words describe you? So I probably talked about myself.
Okay, so what 3 words describe you?
No, you got to guess.
Oh.
Because my answers is on the back of your cards.
Oh. You answered them wrong. Okay, so 3 words that describe you. Smart.
Oh, we're going 1 for 1?
Yeah. No.
Because that's only 3. And you just stuck at 1.
Because you're very smart.
Okay.
Okay. Smart, funny, handsome. And the
That's
man I love.
That's 4, but I'll take that extra bonus.
Okay.
Okay. What 3 words? Let's see what you got.
Loving, caring, determined. Well, I guess.
What?
Come on.
Okay. Oh, now it's your turn. Okay.
Yes.
I'll say stubborn, passionate, and determined.
Okay. I think I described you.
Emotional, giving, passionate, and stubborn. Ding, 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 ding.
You looked at that. There's no way you got to remember those words. How do you know?
That's how you are.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Favorite restaurant, fast food, and dine-in. So your favorite fast food restaurant is Popeyes, and your favorite dine-in restaurant is
Dun, 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 dun,
I don't know,
dun, dun,
Olive
dun.
Garden.
You got the answers.
Oh, Arby's and Chili's.
That's
Those are
you.
mine.
Oh, so I guess we answer the other way.
Okay, we're just going back and forth. Come on, what's the favorite restaurant?
Yours is Arby's and Chili's. We already know.
No, fast food.
Fast food is Arby's or Burger King.
Remember we were in that class and they said, who has the best burgers?
McDonald's.
And everybody looked and it was like, no.
Yeah, somebody really like McDonald's.
Was that me? You flipped over 2 cards. What the heck?
This is, because I was like, that don't go with this.
McDonald's and Chili's. And the reason why I love Chili's is because I started as a hostess. Then I became a waitress. Then I became a head waitress. Then I was a bartender, all the way up to assistant management. I love Chili's.
I love chili too, with a spoon and a bowl and some crackers and hot sauce, please.
Next. What's the next question?
All right, what would be the perfect date? I think a nice romantic walk on the beach and just talking.
Yes.
Okay.
What'd I say?
Staying at a beach house, dinner on the beach, talking with no phones, electronics. Hey, guess what? I know,
Okay, so what would you say? What did you say? Oh, I gotta guess.
I said what you said. Now it's your turn.
What would be Willie's perfect date? Being with me and not falling asleep. See, you said it. Anywhere with you.
And what's at the bottom?
Traveling across the country and driving at different restaurants.
Yes, going to different spots that we never been to.
I know.
I know. And I might should have got a lesson from that, because then we do one and do.
Yeah, we was in somebody's back house. So back in the day when we used to travel with our kids, he would always pick out a homemade restaurant, and so back then they didn't have on the cell phone, so we had a navigating
called Garmin.
We had a Garmin. And on the Garmin, you just put in food places, and we put that in, and they went all the way in the back streets of somebody's backyard. So it was a home kitchen.
One way in, one way out.
Yeah.
So we went on and went out and found
pretty scary.
and found a Taco Bell, I think.
Forget that. A favorite movie?
Ooh.
I need a mind.
You got it's serious.
Just say one. Hurry up.
White chicks.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yes. Ding ding. Yes.
And your favorite movie is?
Hurry up.
Coming to America.
No.
Rush Hour.
The answer's on the back.
The Avengers. Dude, that ain't your favorite. I mean, we can watch it several times, but it's not your favorite.
Yes, it is. It's either that or a Martin Lawrence movie.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Favorite meal. Yours is seafood, pasta,
Seafood.
and pasta. Seafood and pasta. Pasta and seafood. Anything with shrimp. Seafood.
And yours is chicken.
Chicken.
Boring self.
Hey, that's not boring.
Well,
you know what? You can make hot chicken, spicy chicken, teriyaki chicken, orange chicken.
Next. What was the last book you read?
Oh, the last book you read.
I don't know. You're not going to get it right because I don't even remember.
I will get it
So
right.
just throw something out.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out. Your study guide for your broker test.
No. What was it?
The 12 Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell.
And yours, the last book you read, the Bible? The $1 Million Real Estate Team. Yes. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Let me see. Ooh, what's your favorite love language? Let me see if you can find that. Come on, find it.
It's hard. Where is it?
Wait.
It might
It's
not.
so hard.
Right there. Put these in don't mix them up.
Favorite love language? Yours is touch.
Yours is gifts. No. Words of affirmation.
Physical touch.
Words of affirmation.
We're going to close out and go to a commercial break, but I wanted to end on that because that's a major part of communication. A lot of people communicate different ways, and the best way to communicate with your partner is knowing their love language, knowing how to communicate with them. We'll be right back in the commercial.
The Adolphs Group at Equity House Properties. We provide residential, commercial, leasing apartment locating. We provide consulting on home buying, home selling, and credit restoration. We help with private investments through All Faith Investment Corporation. Contact us now, the Adolphs Group at Equity House Properties. We make real estate your reality.
It's alright, let's be real. Join in, tell your friends, 'cause every now and then we all need a reality check.
With the Adolphs.
Welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And on this episode of Getting to Know Your Partner, Will and I are discussing on how we can communicate, how we can get to know each other better. Because as we've noticed over the years, and even on this show, there's still some things we don't know about each other, even knowing each other over 20 years.
Exactly, because we sit there, we did our cards, we did some other things, and it changed. You know, there's some things. Now, there are some things that's still the same, but then there's a lot of other things that change, and not knowing that they're changed could be a big problem later, because one little bit, it rolls like a snowball effect.
Yeah, and when we were ending our cards, one of the cards that I wanted to really get the answer was, what is your love language? And if you're not familiar with that, the 5 Love Languages is a book that describes relationships and how people receive and give love. Willie's was physical touch, and mine's was words of affirmation.
Yes, because, you know, and that changed from the last time that we did it.
Yeah.
And so the physical touch.
No, yours always been the same. It's always been physical touch.
Yours changed.
Mine's changed.
Yeah, you was gifts.
I was gifts. I was
Receiving.
greedy in the beginning of our relationship. I wanted all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go back to what you was gonna say. I'm sorry, baby.
That squirrel just went running by. No, but you know, with yours, words of affirmation, that's huge. And I don't think you can actually give enough of affirmation, because everybody needs that pickup. The only thing is how do you receive it? Because sometimes, you know, we as men feel that the wife is saying, oh, you're just saying that because you're my husband, you're supposed to say that. But you have to look deeper into that, because if that's the case, the affirmation sometimes is not just always roses. Affirmation, hey, you can do it, study harder. It's just kind of pushing you to do better and be the best that you can be.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I kind of wish that I would have known more about that book or about relationships, as people have so many outlets now with counselors and groups, and even the Facebook groups and stuff where people can connect with other people and not feel alone. So as I stated earlier, my affirmation in the beginning of our relationship was gifts. And I think it really wasn't gifts. It was still the words of affirmation. Even to the point when I went through my depression time, I needed those words, and I needed people to pour into me, and now I'm able to pour into others. But on the flip side, I still need that. I still need to be filled. I still need for him to say, whoo, baby, you look good, and I can roll my eyes, but be in the inside, he still likes me.
Always. Forever?
Forever, ever. Stop. You are silly.
But this, you know, and that's the way that, you know, even from the first time I seen you and met you, I've always thought you were beautiful. I've never ever thought anything different. No matter how many gray hairs you have or anything that you.
Even the gray hairs on my chin.
I haven't seen those. So, anywho, it's just, you know, as time goes and we grow older, there's a lot of things that are not the same. We don't have that same youthful body, and you have to, I accept and love the woman that you become. And that's just something that I will always be grateful for. And you got to understand that.
I love you too. So I'm going to tell you the story of why we dress alike. And it started, twins are 19, So it started about 17 years ago. I was having trouble losing weight. And I was always, before marriage, I always had my hair done, my nails done, which is kind of like stylish. And this new thing with marriage, and all of a sudden I went from one child to, 4 children and a husband. I just couldn't cope. So it was hard for me to lose weight, and I couldn't fit my clothes. So my husband said, throw away all your clothes. I'm going to get you some clothes. And a lot of the clothes for back then, big women, were men's sizes. So we would buy out of the men's department, and we would buy clothes to match each other. And then it evolved to our businesses. We always wore our brand, so we always matched each other. Mm-hmm. To now, where we're in regular business and real estate, we color code and match each other. So from 17 years ago, my husband has been shopping for my clothes, halfway picking out my shoes. I have a little say in my shoes. He picks out my celery. My jewelry.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I must be hungry. He picks out my jewelry, and I wanted to say accessorizes me. But that is a story of why the Adolphs dress alike. So we've been doing it for 17 years.
Yeah, and it was a little cool saying, and I said it a lot too when I was coaching basketball, when I had all the girls uniform. They all had to wear the same warm-ups. They had to wear the same shoes, have the same socks, have the same knee pads, because it's unity. It's one team. So I've always felt like that. And when I heard that saying not too long ago, it kind of brought back a memory. And that's something that, a lot of people don't understand. It's that unity and that bond and that teamwork. And if you look like a team, dress like a team, talk like a team, guess what?
You are a team.
That's right.
Or that power couple.
Well, I look at it more than a power couple. I just look at us as power teammates, because we feed into each other. Mm-hmm. We've learned how to help each other. And don't get us wrong, we still have to get, our time of reading, meditating, and our refills that way as well. But that's just a way to fill us up, to refill each other up.
Awesome. You're so sweet, babe.
Aww.
All right, guys. We're wrapping up this episode of Getting to Know Your Partner, and we hope that we gave y'all a little tidbits and some insightful ideas on how to get to know your partner. See you next time with Reality Check with the Adolphs.
Husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
Through the ups and downs, we've overcome. God as a witness.
From the household of faith to real estate to what's happening now.
We've got something to talk about.